After reading very widely on the issue, I decided to turn my attention to think about the options that I wanted to present. I did not try too hard to think about these. Instead, I relied on my intuition. I wrote down everything that came to my mind, and I remembered that in my reading I had come across examples of actions. People had proposed what to do. Very many of these, however, were self-serving. One such self-serving example was a wealthy white landowner who decided his land was legally owned, and therefore that was the end of the matter. Nothing needed to be done. Nonetheless, I decided to include all of these actions in my list. Some actions could naturally be combined with others into clusters. One such example was I combined the following two. The first was to prioritize supporting those people who already had their land returned to them, and the second was to only return land to those people able to support themselves on the land. These two could be easily combined into a single thematic cluster. Clustering the actions around deeply held values led me to my next problem. That was to detail who is to do what in order to address these actions. At first, I relied heavily on the government, and I found myself starting every sentence with the government ought to or the government should. We cannot rely on the government exclusively here. I therefore compiled a list of possible actors, including the government, smaller bodies or branches of government, non-governmental organizations, and various parts of civil society, including neighborhood associations, for example. With these in mind, I then reformulated my options. Some of these options I found were then too broad and some too narrow. Too narrow in the sense that they did not include enough actors in order to facilitate deliberation. The final step in this part of the process was for me to select the number of options. I decided upon three. Three would allow me to incorporate a large amount of the raw proposals quite comfortably. This also gave a very nice structure to my guide.